Psychologists of Reddit, what's the most interesting mental disorder you've encountered? 1. I'm a nurse, and in the electronic medical record we use, walking corpse syndrome is always at the top of the diagnosis choice list. Apparently it's when you're convinced that you're dead. Never understood why it was the top of the list. 2. Hema neglect is a pretty interesting one. The affected person just doesn't realize that they have two halves to their body and only take care of one. Shave one side of their face, brush their hair on that side, wash themselves on that side, and the other side basically becomes dirty mountain man. 3. Medical doctor here neurologist. Capgras delusion. The patient is convinced that a family member has been replaced by an imposter who is completely identical. For example, the patient will tell you the person sitting across from them looks exactly like their spouse, sounds exactly like their spouse, has all the memories of their spouse, but that's not actually my spouse. And the patient oftentimes isn't overly distressed by this imposter. In 20 years, I've only seen the condition twice. 4. A psychologist here. Not someone I worked with, but I did observe someone with alien hand syndrome. The patient's left hand would stroke her hair and pat her face, but was not under her control. Each episode would last for about 20 minutes. Turned out the cause was a tumor. Amazingly, it didn't seem to cause her any distress. 5. Medical doctor working in an inpatient psychiatric facility. We had a psychotic patient with visual hallucinations who saw colored dots all around him during episodes of distress. The great thing about it was he told us he was able to blow the colored dots away. We encouraged him to do it as it seemed to greatly reduce anxiety. 6. I once worked with a guy whose voices were positive, like a cheer squad. So instead of "you're useless, no one likes you," his voices said, "You look amazing today. People think you're charming and funny." It wasn't great, though. He has enough insight to understand that they were as much a hallucination as if they were giving negative messages, and he felt this crushing, overwhelming pressure that he couldn't live up to the incredibly high standards of his voices. It was quite crippling for him really, as much as, if not more so than if the voices were negative or even benign. 7. Pain conversion disorder. I had an ex-girlfriend that was in a wheelchair, but her parents and doctors said she could walk, but her legs won't let her. Her parents said she may have woken up during a surgery she had when she was a kid because it all started after that surgery. She even went to physical therapy for it for years. And she might still do that, I don't know. But she could move around without the chair, kind of. But she couldn't walk, so it was almost a disability, but not fully. Very confusing. She was supermodel hot though, and the coolest girl I ever dated.